Welcome back to the unofficial Squarespace Entrepreneur Podcast. My name is Omari Harabin, and if this is your first time listening, this show is all about building a business on Squarespace, especially businesses that serve the users of Squarespace. So if that sounds like you, then you're in the right place. Today, I want to talk about how to land clients like me. Clients who could be worth anywhere from a couple thousand to 10, 15, 20,000 over the course of a year if you have a very simple uh, monthly retainer kind of offer. And I shared this on a workshop yesterday. I got into detail and kind of unpacked it and shared two very simple examples of the kind of email outreach I'm talking about. Um, Outreach that has worked on me and outreach that I've used as well that has landed me clients. And I shared this because I realized it's something that I now take for granted. Like the patterns are and grooves are so worn in my mind that when I sit down to reach out to someone via email with something that I think that would be of benefit to them, I don't even really think twice about it. And the reason for that is because I don't sit down to write the email unless I know for certain that I have something that would be of interest or benefit to them. And so what that means is I already do some kind of research, right? So I already investigate for myself to figure out, does this person that I'm about to reach out to, uh, would they be inclined to want to know what I have to share with them? And my initial outreach is just to figure that out, is just to know, do you want more, right? Do you want to take the next step? It's not to give them everything all at once. It's just to say, hey, um, I, you know, I made this observation from this particular perspective, and I think that this thing would potentially benefit you. Would you be interested in hearing more? That's the overall gist of it, right? Like I said, very simple. And so on this workshop, I shared two very concrete examples that you can model. You can almost use as a template if you wanted to, because it is that it's that simple. And I think the reason that people don't know this or don't use this kind of a outreach is because we tend just to be up in our own worlds, like in our own self. Like we don't necessarily think about others in the same way we think about ourselves. And I think that is if there's a secret sauce, is to put yourself in the other person's shoes before you reach out and say, well, what would I like to receive? Like, what would I say yes to if I were them? And and then get back in your own shoes and communicate. And I think maybe that's a practice. I'm not sure, but um maybe that's a meditative practice of putting yourself in someone else's shoes and then writing to them from that perspective. I know that an exercise that you could use that would be of use to you, and I shared this a few episodes ago uh, on with Sam Crawford, Six Figure Design Club, that you could sit down and you could write an email to yourself that where you sit down, right, and think about all of the needs that you have in your business right now, all of the problems, all of the things that you would love if someone could just take it off of your plate, right? And I want you to write an email to yourself where you say, hey, self. So if it was me, I would say, for example, hey, Omari, been listening to your podcast. I love it. But I noticed that you don't chop up the episodes and repurpose the content across your social media. Is that something that you have thought about doing? If so, um, uh, I got something for you. And I'll be like, yeah, that's something I thought about doing. What you got for me? It's a simple example. Here's another example. Um, hey, Omari, uh, checking out your site, notice that you recently upgraded to 7.1. Um, and I think that you would get a lot more conversions if you used this kind of layout. And I did a quick mock up for you. Let me know if you want to see the mock up and I'll send it over. Guess what I would say? Send over the bumbo sorry, send over the mock-up, right? Um, because guess what? I'm not a UX designer. Like I'm a DIYer. I'm a hobbyist, right? Who just kind of went overboard, right? So if I got that kind of a inbound email, I would be favorable to it, right? Because it's not my domain of expertise. It's something that I can do myself. It's something that I have hired out, but it's something that I'm kind of just sitting with right now because I don't want to go through the hoops of hiring someone or going on a freelance marketplace or, trying to find someone who's interested, right? Like, I want the interested party to show up and let me know they're interested. That's my dream, right? So, this workshop, How to Land Clients Like Me, is exactly how you can land clients like me who won't put in the effort to like reach out, but they would immediately say yes if you reached out. Okay, so if you don't already have an effective email outreach framework in your toolkit, this is how you can get one. sqsbthemes.com/clients like me. That's one word, clients like me, and you'll get access to this workshop. And you'll also get access to future workshops that I got coming up as well. And the reason for that is because I just upgraded to Squarespace 7.1 after being on 7.0, since 7.0 days. But I honestly, man, I felt behind the times for a bit. I felt kind of like, man, uh, how can I be offering Squarespace products and services when I'm not, on the latest platform? So now that I'm on the latest platform, I'm going to be using the latest products and services that Squarespace has to offer. And so with that, that's why I've turned on member areas so that I can upload these workshops, and also courses that I previously had on Podia or courses that I was hosting on my personal site. Now I feel comfortable bringing those over to sqsbthemes.com. So once you become a pro member, you'll get access to that free stuff. I've got some other higher membership tiers that I'm working on right now that I'm very excited about. A premium and a platinum level. So these are things that I guess have just been in in the works for a long time, but now they're ready. Now it makes perfect sense. So I'm very happy to be able to share that soon with you. Next week, I've got a couple of guests coming on the show. One has a Squarespace book out that I'm very excited to talk to her about. And the other guest is outside of the Squarespace metaverse, but is a lead generator for web designers. And so I'm excited to talk to him as well, because I think he's got some tips and insights and strategies that could be very useful for you if you don't have an effective lead generating system at play in your design business right now. So look out for those next week. Look out for me in your inbox if you're used to seeing me there. I have been working to consolidate. I've been working on a lot of things, tell you the truth. But it's coming together, and I'm very excited about it. So keep checking out your inbox because I got a lot of workshops coming up in the next couple of months. I've got something with SEO Space Brewing. They're going to be doing an SEO sprint on sqsbthemes.com over the next few months. So if you want to be a part of that, if you want to get a backstage pass, let me know and I'll keep you in the loop. Going to be opening up registration for that soon as well. So yeah, a lot of things going on. Winter is like my ramp up season. I think maybe because the days are short where I am and it's nighttime longer, and I tend to do my best work at night. I like to chill in the day, but at night that's when I'm busy. So now that I got longer nights, I'm working, baby. All right, I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.